Well, good morning. Thanks for joining Jonathan and Julie D in the morning. Good morning, Julie.
Grand Rising, Jonathan. How are you?
Well, my glasses are still kind of shaded from being outside. I just got my brand new glasses in. They're transition glasses.
Nice.
Um, and I actually like the style of them. They look a lot better.
Yeah.
So
Sort of got the aviator glasses going on
almost the
thing.
aviator look, huh? Yeah.
Looks cool.
So we yesterday we did a broadcast. We ended up deleting the broadcast. I had some things on there I didn't want to be out there for the world,
Hmm.
which we didn't realize was on the broadcast. So
Right.
we're gonna
Yeah.
we will recap a little bit of that, and
Sure.
then we're also gonna also want to have you guys help make this guy real famous out in Minnesota. He's
Mm.
supposed to be a veteran. He really laid into our military that's on the ground out there, real heavy.
Mhm.
Very disrespectful towards our military, and if this guy was really active military in the past, I'm very disappointed in his behavior. Um,
Mhm.
just nothing but disrespect for you know fellow soldiers out there.
Has he identified what branch he was in?
I believe it might say it on the live broadcast here, so I'm
Okay.
gonna share. I'm gonna share that here in a second.
I'm finding there's a lot of folks running around saying they're veterans that actually aren't. So we've got some stolen valor. Not saying that this guy is, but
Right.
worth looking
I'm gonna.
into.
Yep. I'm gonna play a little bit of the footage.
Okay.
You are fucking.
Hello, babe.
What's up?
Go ahead and rewind it there.
You are fucking.
Hello, babe.
What's up? Oh, did I get my promotions? Well, you got me. What's that? You got me.
There's the officer you're
You
elected.
got me. So you guys are aware that you're violating the Constitution? Where are you from, Staff Sergeant? I was 11 Bravo. I got out in 2011. I did fuck up my rank there. You got me there, but I was not a good soldier. I have a problem with authority. But apparently you don't. You don't believe in the Constitution, but at least I believe in that. So where are you from, soldier? You ever fucking deployed? Oh, you've never deployed. So you're a staff sergeant, never deployed, who is now violating the Constitution.
Excuse us.
What's your deal? You don't believe in the Constitution? Is that what it is?
How much you get paid for this?
I don't get paid at all. I'm a volunteer. I do this for love of the Republic. Unlike you. You come from some fucking state far away to come fucking betray your oath to the Constitution. It's funny to you, motherfucker? You piece of fucking shit. Never did a damn thing for this country, but you wear that uniform with pride. What's up, bitch? What's up?
Hi, how's it
What
going?
you got to say, motherfucker? What you got to say, you punk ass bitch?
You're harassing our
Fuck
soldiers
off.
after doing-
I'm a combat infantry veteran. These fuckers ain't done shit.
Yeah, and I served for 30 fucking years. in
So
the
what?
Army.
Yo, so you don't believe in the Constitution either, asshole?
That's exactly why they're out here.
You're
Exactly
so
why you're out
fucking
there doing what
stupid.
you're doing.
You don't know nothing
Thank you,
about the
gentlemen.
Constitution.
You okay?
You are so full of shit. So you're one of Trump's people, aren't you? You're one of fucking Trump's people. You are fucking.
Anyways, when you got former military treating our soldiers that way,
Yeah.
that's highly disrespectful.
Very.
And just
Well,
seeing
I
that.
find it very curious that, this guy is stating things are unconstitutional, and yet he can't cite what it specifically is supposed to be unconstitutional with what's happening right now.
Well, and that seems to be the ordeal, Julie. I mean, you ask these people like yesterday. I'm questioning people down there at that rally as well. I'll
Mhm.
share part of that today as well. I'm sitting there questioning each and every one of them, and they all seem to have the same exact, almost to the exact line.
Oh,
And
they're talking points? You mean they're 4 a.m. talking points that normally goes to the mainstream media?
right. And when I questioned each one of them,
Mhm.
each one of them had the same exact BS story behind it.
Mhm.
You know, and they're sitting there. Every one of them sat there and told me the same thing. They don't believe that woman ever hit um, the ICE agent out there.
Oh, that Renee Good actually plowed him down with her car, causing internal injuries. They don't believe that.
Exact,
Huh?
exactly. And it's like, well, what kind of what part of the scene did you not see?
Right, right, right.
But here, you know what? Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and skip the from from the border, and I'm going to go to the protest first.
Okay.
Um, let's get this out there.
Hey, thanks for joining Jonathan and Julie D in the morning. And this is
Oops,
Jonathan
wrong
Alexander.
one, wrong one. Sorry about that, guys. That was from the border.
I was like, oh,
Um,
that's me.
yeah, that was you. Let's see.
We don't need to see me
Okay,
again.
okay, that should be the protest. So, awesome. And let me reshare the screen. Okay.
Like it?
Yep. Yes. This is Jonathan Alexander, Your News Arizona. I'm over here in Kingman, Arizona at the protest they're doing today, the 2 o'clock protest they're doing around the country.
Here, I'm
And
going
we're
to
going to
kind
go
of
down here and
fast
see
forward it.
exactly what these people are protesting. Thank you very much.
So that little old lady right there,
Hmm.
I think she might have been homeless actually.
Is that
But
all of her stuff? Are those her
I,
things next to her?
that's her things there.
Yeah, she's likely homeless. Yeah.
But I'm not going to say one way or the other, but that's what she
Hmm.
appeared to me.
Hmm.
And when I actually questioned her later, I asked her, what she's there, protesting. And she goes, I don't know. I just got this sign.
Oh,
And it's like,
really?
yeah.
Oh,
So,
oh.
so, so I think she's one of the paid protesters, that was paid, for
Hmm.
being there, you know,
Yeah.
and maybe, who knows, maybe it bought her a hamburger. But either way, she was never up with the crowd or anything. She was sitting there in the grass, minding her
Hmm.
own business.
Hmm.
Sign laying right there on the ground, as you can see. but but anyways, it was almost kind of cute in one aspect. That's the sign she had. Okay, let me skip through to some of these
That's on the
morons.
shooting out in Minnesota.
I think it was abhorrent and unnecessary, and I think a lot of people are being misled and lied to, and people are not getting accurate information.
So we watched the coverage ourselves on several different angles, and it appears the lady actually hit the ice agent. What's your thoughts on that?
I think you've been misled.
So you think that is fake coverage?
I think you've been misled.
But do you think that is fake coverage?
I think there are elements in the media and the right-wing media that would like to distort the facts and keep people like you agitated and divisive and unnecessarily angry.
Well, I'm not agitated. I'm a bystander here, just reporting the news.
You're welcome to join in, but we are not welcome to promote anything other than peace and love and justice and unity and inclusivity and togetherness.
So she was sitting there trying to tell me what I can and can't do for the day down there.
Hmm. Yeah,
And it's like,
interesting.
what part don't you understand? I'm a news reporter and I'm going to cover the news.
Right.
I appreciate your time. Thank you. Anything you'd like to add to this?
No, we're not going to do that.
All right, thank you.
We're not going to do it.
How you doing, sir?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good.
We're not doing it. Excuse me.
I'd appreciate you not obstructing our cameras. We've got the right to be out here reporting.
I know you do, and I'm not obstructing. I'm just.
You are
Oh,
actually
you're not.
obstructing a news agency.
I'm sorry, what, Julie?
She's not obstructing. Come on, lady.
Yeah.
Her presence is obstructing.
Exactly. She kept trying to block my camera. I finally got past her up here in this videos.
Okay.
Here, I'll skip ahead a little bit.
If asking a simple question, what this protest is about, is a problem with you, that's your problem, not mine.
It's not a protest.
Okay. If this is what you call a rally, then okay. That's fine. You guys are entitled to your opinions on it. So
I'm not going to let you do that.
No, go ahead, let him do it. No, we don't need that.
So,
We don't need.
so that guy's trying to intervene on it too, telling her go ahead and let him do it. Interview him, and it's like this was mostly women down there, by the way, and these women were trying to act like they were in charge of everything. Um, to the, and it's just like every time I kept trying to interview people, she was right there beside me every step of the way.
Senior citizen women primarily.
Yep, a good majority, yes.
Okay.
Let me skip past that though. Here we go.
I standing up there, and the guy, I think, over support democracy, support the Constitution, please. All right, that's all we accept.
100% support the Constitution.
That's good. Glad to hear that.
Mhm.
Support the Constitution.
Right.
Okay, I got a question with your sign.
Yeah.
So you're stating here that she was murdered, correct?
Right. I believe so. Yeah.
Why is your thoughts leading towards murder?
Well, if you look at the way that car was sitting and the way she was turning her hand, she was turning away from that guy standing up there in front. And the guy, I think, way overreacted. You know, he overreacted. You know, probably shouldn't even been out there because he had been. You know, I don't know. Did they give him any retraining or psychological training after the first time he was run over? Probably not. You know, he was gun shy, or I mean, he was just overreacting.
Overreacted?
Totally overreacted.
Right.
So, I mean, if he was any other police force in the United States, he'd be on leave. You know, and they'd be investigating.
He's
Well-
the only one.
well, everybody-
that hasn't been investigated.
Everybody here is entitled to their opinion. I'm not here to tell you guys you're not entitled to your opinion. We're here to report the news.
Right.
So that's what we're down here to do, is report and get the story out to America. So whether other people hate this story or you guys hate what I'm doing, that's on America, not me. I just cover the news stories.
Yeah, well, we didn't have such an influx of ICE agents, into our cities. Now I can see picking up bad guys and criminals.
Well, that's what they're doing, ain't
Yeah,
it?
but
They're
I
doing.
mean, they are creating this. This is what's happening. When they go out in force and they're acting without any impunity whatsoever. I mean,
What's your
what
thoughts on the
impunity means?
assassination of Charlie Kirk?
I think that's total bullshit. I mean, same thing from the other side. That kid was wacko.
I'm sorry, did you say something, Julie?
Well, does he even know what impunity means? I
Yeah,
mean, people are throwing words around. They have no idea what the definition is.
I think that's part of their speech is what they're told to tell us.
Yeah, that's part of their 4 a.m.
He had
speaking
been-
points.
Yeah.
Brainwashed, but the way a lot of the young men on the internet, too much time on the internet. There's no room in violence whatsoever. Charlie Kirk was a good guy out there saying what he wanted to say.
At least he
his side.
says this much.
And
That's good.
And I support his right to do everything he was doing. I didn't agree with him, but I mean,
Well, again,
that assassination of him was total bullshit.
Well, again, we all can agree to disagree in this world. Everybody's entitled to their thoughts and opinions on the matter. I personally went down to Charlie Kirk's memorial and at several of his events, and I do know he was a good Christian man. Met him in person, and seeing him be assassinated was a great loss for America.
Yeah, I did not agree with that at all, whatsoever.
And for me, it's great to see so many young people at the around the country that are getting spiritually involved. There should be
from resorting to something else.
Oh, actually, no. I'm asking his thoughts about Charlie Kirk.
So that's her trying to tell me that.
Yeah, is that
That's-
the crazy lady moving in again?
Yep, that's her trying to tell me I'm off subject.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, but what you're doing is politicizing. So we don't need to do that here, okay?
What I'm doing is
So-
politicizing.
Well,
It was a regretful. That was a sad move.
Nobody should be
in America, his assassination was terrible.
so what's it?
Just like her assassination was terrible too. You know,
So what's your thoughts on all the border patrol agents and ICE agents being rammed by these protesters as well?
well, no, if they are really
Now, here in a second, this other guy really gets right in my face as I'm talking to him. So pay attention.
Okay.
going after them with their cars, she was not. But if someone is like running a car into a border patrol agent, yeah, they can react. But her particular situation, to me, did not look like she was trying to ram him. She was turning the wheel the opposite from where he was standing, the opposite way. She was not gun on the engine. She was moving really slow. I mean, she was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
So have you ever reviewed the footage that he actually had recorded?
Yes, I saw that.
So, in your opinion, from the time she put it in gear, did you bother to count how many seconds it took her to hit him?
I don't think he was hit. I don't think he was hit.
That she hit him,
Yeah,
you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Everybody has watched the footage. If you've watched different footage and think that he got hit, you're a fucking idiot.
He never got tied.
No, you're an idiot.
Okay.
If you saw something that wasn't there, you're either hallucinating, taking too many medications, or drunk, or you're just an idiot.
Anyways, this is the kind of
Yeah,
response. That's the kind of
That's a
response.
usual default. That's a usual default. Let's go to name calling,
Yep.
when they don't have the facts
And
and
as
they're
you
just parrots repeating everything.
right, and as you
Right.
notice, I was polite to everybody, and I kept
Mhm.
telling everybody, "You're entitled to your opinion. I'm just here
Mhm.
doing the news coverage."
Right.
And
Right. Good
and
job.
speaking my mind and what I actually seen in the footage.
Mhm.
And anybody that says, she didn't hit him, um, don't know what to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Obviously,
again, they get their talking points and they stick with them, and
yeah.
yeah, very
So
interesting.
I'm a firm believer that each and every one of these guys were told, because I interviewed a lot of people yesterday, Julie, and
Mhm.
every one of them told me that she never hit them. Every last one of them.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I asked each and every one of them, if they believe that she actually hit them,
Mhm.
which kind of told me the whole story
Well,
about. Oh,
it's rather
go ahead.
hilarious that they think that Fox News is the only bad news, misinformation. I was like, really? Oh, okay. Not saying that they're good, but just curious that they automatically default to that.
Oh, and by the way, I want to share with everybody Elijah Garrison. He was ambushed on January 11th of this year. Another one of our officers that lost his life in the line of duty.
Oh.
News coverages seem to like to hide this stuff for whatever reason. So I just want to get this out there in honor of him. So that's him.
Young man.
Very young man. And it's pretty sad that we're seeing more and more of this around the country. Again, I keep reporting on this stuff, getting it out there. And it says right here, I'm just going to read it real quick. On
Ambushed and
January,
killed. Oh.
yep, on January 11th, 2026, police officer Elijah Garrison was ambushed and killed near the intersection of Lost Trail and Great Hills Drive in Cabarrus Cove, wherever that's at. While responding to reports of a suspicious person after lengthy negotiations with officers, the suspect was discovered dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. So these people are cowards. They take an officer's life, and next thing you know, that they're sitting there committing suicide.
Man, it's sad.
And sadly, we're seeing more and more of our law enforcement officers gunned down in the line of duty. And again, if you go back for the last 60 days on my Facebook, you'll see multiple officers that's been gunned down in the line of duty this year. And the other great news is 24 officers have resigned from the Minneapolis police. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know that.
Mm-hmm.
18 of them signed over to
Ice,
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 working for
baby.
working for ICE. So, so for those of you men that did that, you're very honorable, and my hats off to you for it.
Yep.
That's what you call officers that refuse to accept unlawful orders.
Yes,
And
exactly.
as the Democrats sit there and stand up for Mr. Astronaut, as he is telling people to stand down from Trump's orders, which are
Mm-hmm.
not unlawful. Um, you know, let's see, I'm trying to get to my broadcast to share a little bit of the footage with you guys. Let's see. Boy, I post a lot.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. But, let's see. I think I'm almost there, actually. Here we go. Okay, so I can share this other one. So this is from my trip down on the Yuma sector. We're doing this with our other camera because right now it's still live, but you guys didn't come in. So anyways, this is Jonathan Alexander, Your News Arizona. I'm on the U.S.-Mexico border down here in the Yuma sector, and I'm here with
Specialist Sechi.
Specialist Session
Sechi.
Sechi, and he's with the United States Army. He's
Battle, PSC DeBoer.
DeBoer,
PSC DeBoer, yes.
United States Army.
Yes, sir.
So these guys are active Army. These aren't your National Guard guys. So we don't have our weekend warriors down here.
That's true.
And for you American patriots out there, what an honor to see our soldiers down here on the border. I'm Jonathan Alexander, Your News Arizona.
Morning, sir.
Appreciate you guys being here.
Thank you, sir.
We've been covering this sector for many, many years. I've done a lot of work down here with Sheriff Wilmot for the Yuma Sheriff. Also, I cover the Sassafras, Arizona, Tucson sector. So we're one of the only people that broadcast this stuff live for our world to see the real truth. We don't go back and cut. We don't edit it. This is a live broadcast. And you're on live TV, by the way. So hope you don't mind.
I'm
So
alright.
you only got a couple million people watching you. So anyways, I think you got a little choked up. I highly appreciate you guys. You guys call this operation here what kind of a
G-Boss?
G-Boss setup?
Yes, sir.
So as you guys can see, the setup they got going on. I'll explain to you guys what a G-Boss setup is. That's a solar, all solar powered surveillance systems out the whole 9 yards to where they can monitor everything from drones. I mean, you name it, they're monitoring it all for cartel activity, human traffickers, drug traffickers trying to come through. And so in the footage right here in a minute, you're going to see where I walk down and show you that border wall there is not intact, which is tribal land. And that's where they've been coming through for quite some time.
Right.
On down here. What a sight to see. And as we have broadcasted many times, right here is where the border wall ends. Okay, I'm going to stop that right here for a second. So right there where you see the concrete barrier in place right there at the end of the wall right there.
Yeah.
That from that point all the way up that border wall used to be a canopy where these illegals would walk in right there and then walk under the canopy. They would have boarding passes right there, all ready to give to the illegals. So they'd fill out their luggage form, telling them where they're headed, here in our country, blah, blah, blah. And then they'd load them up on a transport van, take them over to the Tucson sector, right there to the processing center. They'd get processed, usually within not even 24 hours. They'd be sitting out in like Baltimore, New York, somewhere, wherever they say they're going in the country. They'd transport.
So were they given tickets on commercial airlines to
Yes,
get
they
there?
were. Yes, they were.
Interesting.
And this is why I used to beat up on our border patrol so much about what they were doing because to
Mhm.
me that is treasonous.
Yeah,
Now people,
that act of engaging with the illegals and
right,
aiding and abetting.
right.
Hello.
So if you guys want to talk about illegal acts, that's an illegal act.
Yeah, and
That's an
following
illegal.
illegal orders,
That's
right?
following illegal orders. Now,
Yes,
anybody placing those illegal orders would have been the Biden administration and Border Patrol back
that's right. That's
then.
right.
Because either way, that's aiding with a foreign invasion. You got
Hmm.
over 150 countries coming through that sector right there,
Yep,
just like you did the Tucson sector.
right,
So again, why would you aid the enemy?
right.
Why would you assist with the foreign invasion
Hmm.
when they're they're illegal because they're coming not through the port of entry, they're
Right,
coming right through the gaps in the wall, just walking
right.
on into our country.
Hmm.
That
So,
doesn't make them
Jonathan,
legal.
explain to us the gap in the wall that we're getting ready to witness on this scene here. How far does that gap go from where we
That
see?
goes for a lot of miles. And then actually off to the right side of the video, if you kept on going down to where I started the video at,
Hmm.
that it also becomes tribal land again.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then you have this big section right there with the wall. But the problem that we have is the tribal council down there will not allow Trump's wall to be built. And that's something that, we have got to get under control one way
Mhm.
or another,
Right.
whether it's overriding the tribal council in the tribal nation and just saying, you know what, we're taking control. Um,
Right.
because right now that's where they're still pouring through. This is why our military is in place down there.
Hmm.
You got cartel constantly on the move down there.
Right.
And they still try to traffic their drugs through, the fentanyl, all the crap that they bring into our country.
Hmm.
Um, they're hardly seeing any, as the Democrats call them, migrants. I call them illegals. But they're not hardly seeing any of them. That's pretty much the traffickers and the people that want to create some harm to America trying to come in.
Right.
So again, it was great to see our military guys down there.
Hmm.
These guys' unit, he said they had, I think it was about 60 men in their unit right there.
Right. Yeah.
But there's several units down there deployed on that sector there.
Good.
So we'll play a little bit more of it real quick.
Okay.
This is all tribal land all the way down.
Mm.
This is where the Trump administration has been unable to get the tribal council to allow the wall to be built right here. This is where you still have your human trafficking, drug trafficking coming through. We have seen high pursuits right here from Border Patrol in the past. Right up here, they used.
So when I said we've seen high pursuits in the past, I had, oh God, it's been probably almost a year ago now. We were down there, and a guy comes flying through with I think it was a Trans Am actually,
Hmm.
and Border Patrol ended up running him down. And if I remember right, he was wanted already on several other things here in America,
Mm.
and I believe homicide was one of them.
Oh,
But Border Patrol actually got him that time.
was he trying to get back to Mexico?
He was trying to run drugs.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep. And
Wow.
that time they nabbed him.
Wow.
But then who knows? He might be back out on the street already, thanks to the Biden administration.
Hmm.
So because it was constantly catch and release.
Yeah. Man.
They used to have the thing on the wall that a lot of you guys remember. They took down all the signs, so it no longer says "Welcome to America." This is great to see that and as you guys can see, all the porta potties that used to be here. There's a couple right here. I'm going to zoom that in. That's it for water down here. You don't see the porta potties that used to line this whole section in the tent right here, where these illegals would line up like they're going to Disneyland. So this has all been eliminated. They tore it out. We've got our U.S. Army down here, which is great to see. And how many military personnel do you guys think we have on the whole border right now, right here?
I wouldn't say, I wouldn't be able to tell, to be honest, but I know out of our battery we have about 60 personnel.
About 60 in your unit?
Yes.
Okay.
About 60 of us are in total work this whole border, whether there be some that stay back at the command post or like rotate through our 3 sites down here.
I'm sure you guys are sitting behind a...
So their command post is the monitoring station area where they monitor all the activity on the border, and then they can dispatch men out right there from that area as well.
And that's where they would also be analyzing the drone activity, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
behind a computer doing surveillance work too.
Yes, sir.
You betcha, right? Yep. So, because I was down.
So I know they didn't say this here, you know. So, anyways, if you guys want to watch the whole video in our live broadcast, if you missed it, scroll down on my Facebook or YouTube channel under Your News Arizona or on Rumble, and don't forget to like, share, and follow us on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook. We're on Telegram as well under Your News Arizona. But just check us out. You guys can see the full broadcast from the border right there on that as well. But the whole thing is, Julie, you know, our borders, we've got some pretty big problems going on down there. I had a private conference with those guys. I think I left the camera running and I walked away. They gave me a lot of intel, which I honored my word and have not shared it. But in due time, I'll be able to share it. Just stay tuned for more folks. Pay attention to your news channel on the Yuma sector, and I think you'll know what this conversation was about with me in the military. Don't like to give the enemy's heads up,
Right.
on anything.
Right.
So you got to be careful what we say and don't say. And that's kind of why Donald Trump does what he does. You know, people go, well, he didn't go to Congress telling him he's getting ready to do this. Well,
Right.
if he went to Congress and told them, oh, by the way, we're getting ready to go nab the that
But Maduro or whatever,
Maduro, yeah,
whatever his name is, the Venezuelan dude.
yeah. Oh, trust me, if he would have gave the Congress heads up that he was going to go do that, the Democrats would have alerted him. I guarantee.
Completely.
And
Because they're mostly we're finding that the tie goes back to them.
Yep.
You know, in some way, shape, or form, the Democratic Party seems to be at the forefront of a lot of this fraud shell companies within the individual states. So it's I'm not going to say that Republicans aren't guilty as well. Just seems to be what's popping up initially is a lot of Democrats tied to shell companies in order to keep pushing through this fraud and stealing from we the people.
Right. Now, you know, down at the protest yesterday when I was covering it, I know we ended that. They can go on our channels and see that as well from when I broadcasted. But I had two people down there. They were pretty much there because they were wanting a release of the Epstein files, a complete release. And in that category, I'm going to just say it, whether you guys agree with me or disagree, those files need to be released completely. Not the so-called redacted bullshit.
Right.
Because what has been released has been so redacted, it's unreal. And that's unacceptable. I want to see names on of every last person involved in this. And you know what? If there was wrongdoings, even by Republicans, they need to be hung. You know?
Oh yeah.
I'm just going to say it. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. You know, if you're in the wrong, and if you have done injustice, I guarantee you, we're going to expose the shit out of you. That I promise.
Right.
And that's called real news. I'm not just one-sided based news,
Mm-hmm.
or would I ever be. So again, I've had no problem in the past exposing Republicans as well. Um, and again,
Well, you know, we acknowledge totally that the whole political venue, again, we're going to break the word down. Poly is many, ticks, bloodsuckers.
yep,
So we're just going to go with that vein. And they have done nothing but uh, really set it up to steal from we the people. I think as we go along, we're going to learn more how the dual citizenship that they maintain is illegal. Therefore, they should never have been in the status that they currently are. We're finding out how the lobbyist. So there's one maybe we can do tomorrow. That's going to be. I want to take a look at the James O'Keefe undercover over in Davos,
yep,
and there were a ton of people talking about climate and how to make money off of the governments as they continue to spray us like cockroaches.
yep, 100% believe it.
Yep. So maybe we'll talk
Um,
about that tomorrow. But there's a lot of, you know, the way that the whole political game has been set up, not just here in the United States, but globally. It's
right,
a hot mess. And they do not represent we the people. They never have. They've been all about lining their pockets. And
right.
so, you know, what we're doing here is just trying to show how they've been lining their pockets and stealing from us.
That would be a great broadcast for us to do, Julie, to get
Yeah,
that out there.
we'll do that this week,
Yeah,
maybe
right.
tomorrow or Friday.
And then we've got another trip planned up from the borders, and I'm not going to say what location we're going to be at until we're there. I can tell you this much though: I have Russ Clark from the Russ Clark Show.
Hmm.
He's a big broadcast agency out of Yuma. Him and I've got another gentleman joining us,
Nice.
and hopefully be doing a ride along with Sheriff Wilmot, all three of us, and
Cool.
so but we're not going to disclose whereabouts we're going to be at until we're already there.
Now we're there.
Yep, and so that'll be coming up here soon, and we'll it's going to be unannounced, so until the day of the broadcast.
Right.
Yeah,
Just like
so
your Puma trip was.
yep, the announcement you're going to get is when we're live on the border.
Right. Right.
So,
Yep.
but just keep in mind it's going to be coming real soon. Uh, so, and we're going to start doing a lot of coverage on the borders again, and we're going to be going. I'll just say down to the Tucson sector as well. Not going to be whereabouts on that. It's, keep in mind, the Tucson sector is the number one human trafficking, drug trafficking in the country. It's the most dangerous part of the border.
Wow.
Not the Yuma sector is not dangerous because it is as well.
Right. Right.
But down in the Tucson sector, there's been many war zones down there, and firefights. I mean, you name it, that's gone on down there. But we're going
Now,
to cover it. I'm sorry, what's that, Julie?
I have a question. So I was doing some research about the actual state of Arizona, and I found that I believe it was in 2018 or 19, there was a town that popped up. It looks like the cartel went in, and it's either called Hope or New Hope, Arizona.
Right.
4,700 population, all buildings, both commercial and personal, owned by cartel. Can you confirm that?
That's my understanding. And so your news Arizona investigates will be out there and seeing what we can learn on this
Okay.
and see if we can't help expose it. Looks
Yeah.
like we have a Marv Parker. Thanks for joining in today, Marv. He's responding to yesterday's protest. You're not right, lady. They caused herself to be killed. You're spot on, Marv.
Mhm.
You know, none of them, none of those guys acknowledged the fact that she was the king leader, so to speak.
Oh, she was the ice warrior.
Yep, she was in charge of that, and
Mhm.
in the head of that all day long, harassing our border agents, blocking them. I mean, you name it,
Yeah.
and
She'd been
and
there for a number of hours
yeah,
before that incident took place.
but listening to these guys yesterday, they made it sound like, oh, she was just a poor innocent bystander just
Mhm.
trying to drive away.
Mhm.
If you guys remember the video, and I'll say it again, you know, what I saw in the video spoke for itself. I believe it was a mission, basically a suicide mission, if you want to get to the direct point about it. Look at
Mhm.
the video. Her lover that was with her kept trying to get in the car right before she sped into the ICE agent, kept trying to get
Mhm.
into the car, and she refused to unlock the door to let her in, and she sped right
Mhm.
at the agent. Um,
Yep.
Now, if that's somebody that was trying to drive away, why would, if that's really the true case to the matter, why would you leave your lover girl behind?
Right.
You wouldn't leave your spouse.
No. No.
That's not what a
No.
spouse does. You don't
Right.
abandon your spouse if
No.
you're just driving away. See you guys later. Have a
If you're
nice
like,
day.
yeah, wait, let me get out of the way for you guys. Yeah. Come on,
Exactly.
honey, let's
Exactly.
go. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Instead, she wouldn't allow her in the car, and then she spent, and that's when it all occurred.
Well, and
And
there
I,
was no brake lights. There was
right,
no brake lights whatsoever.
no,
When he was
never
in
hit
front
the
of the
brakes, never hit the brakes.
vehicle.
And if you actually count, I did. It was like 1,001, boom, you know, that quick.
Wow.
So that tells you the second she put that in gear, she definitely throttled it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
Wow.
you just do the countdown yourselves, folks.
Yeah.
And, it wasn't like she just casually started to drive away.
Mhm.
I guarantee you, those wheels were spinning, and she gunned it. Um, but but again, as far as I'm concerned, that's old news now. You know,
Mm.
um,
Yeah.
but these Democrats, they'll make it. They'll drag this on for 3 more years.
Right. Right. I
And
just find
again,
it very curious that it took all of this caca is taking place about 3 to 4 blocks away from the initial George Floyd incident.
yep.
That says volumes when it comes to paid protesters, right? I believe that's
Well,
probably one of their meccas that they go
yeah.
to is up in Minnesota for as deep as it is with the Antifa caca.
Well, guess what? I might go ahead and expose what I was being partially told the other day because it just hit the news. so,
Really?
so Trump wants to send troops into Mexico. The land grab of the Mexican American War makes this politically untenable. Untenable. Sorry about that. After the United States government celebrates the capture of Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela, President Donald Trump issued warnings about what might come next. Something will have to be done about Mexico, he said.
Mm,
American dominance in the Western Hemisphere will never be questioned again. Um,
good.
and the U.S. government uh, has pushed for U.S. forces to accompany their Mexican counterparts in operations targeting fentanyl production. So that probably is going to
Mm,
answer your guys' question of why you were seeing the troops down on the border.
and
Um,
why they're active duty troops on the
and
border.
why these are active duty. Like I said, I know what's about to happen, but I'm going to just keep my until it hits the main news. I'm keeping my word.
Big.
But other than that, this just made national news right this part.
Okay.
So let's
So,
say that.
what
But
one
I'm
thing
just
I
going
want
to finish.
folks to notice too, though, is that when by the time it becomes news, when folks are talking about, oh, this could happen, there's already things in play. There's already movement.
Yep.
and action.
That's why you guys.
Over
And
any
that's why
topic.
you guys see your news Arizona down on those borders, because I've got a good rapport with Border Patrol, ICE agents, and now our military. Um,
Mhm.
and I get the news before the news even makes the mainstream.
Yep.
And so you guys can all say you heard it from your news Arizona
That's right.
before. And the rest remains to be history coming up soon to a channel near you.
Or
So,
all
anyways,
near you.
the rest of the channel says, but the history of U.S. military intervention in Mexico makes the presence of foreign troops under any pretext politically untenable. Um, the arrival of U.S. troops in the past has signaled political instability, separating from ordinary people. And in the most extreme case, massive loss of territory. Before the one-sided Mexican-American War of 1846 through 48, most of what is today the states of California, Nevada, Utah, and Arizona, and New Mexico have been part of the newly independent Mexican Republic. Okay.
Was that on Truth Social by President Trump?
I'll finish reading
Okay.
this real quick.
Okay, sorry, I thought you were done.
No, this isn't Truth Social.
Okay.
The second Trump's government's realignment of security policies includes an aggressive reboot of the 19th century Monroe Doctrine, which projected influence across the Western Hemisphere. Trump likes to call the updated version the Don Roe Doctrine, and it dispenses with any pretense of hemispheric solidarity. The embrace of this doctrine has people and governments throughout the Western Hemisphere on edge. Well, they probably ought to be on edge. You know what? I'm just going to say it. Fuck around and find out. You know, for the cartel, for you cartel fuckers out there, go ahead, keep fucking around with America. You're going to find out what's going to come
Yep.
your way, you son of a bitches. And I'm looking forward to seeing that day rain down on you.
Well, I think we're going to have the opportunity to roll out some new weapons that have been in our archives for a while. So
Well,
this is
trust
going to
me,
be
we got some technology that can go off over in Mexico. Those boys won't even be able to move. It's kind of like it just got done over with Maduro.
Yep.
His man couldn't even move. It paralyzed him.
Yep.
They said they'd never seen anything like it. Well, guess what, cartel fuckers? It's coming for you next.
It's on the way. It's on the way. Yep.
You know,
Yep.
excuse my language, guys. You know, I'm fed up with the hundreds of thousands of Americans that have died from fentanyl, the human trafficking, witnessing the little children that we have reported on come through the border with 10, 12 different semens in them from being raped by the cartel.
Yeah.
These are brutal thugs. They're fucking terrorists. This is why every one of these son of a bitches need to be deported out of our country, because we don't know who in the hell is who. We don't know who's a human trafficker, who's a mule that was working for the cartel that came through the borders. You know, as these Democrats want to protect these thugs, you know, these child molesters, rapists, murderers.
Murderers.
You know, these people want to protect these son of a bitches. You know what? No mercy for them. That's what I say. You know, get them the hell out of this country and let's get America safe again and get it back on the right order. We need law and justice in this country. And it needs to start. And I don't care, again, if you're a Republican or Democrat, if you're a corrupt son of a bitch, I hope to hang you. Because everybody involved in all the shit that's allowed this country to go to hell needs to be incarcerated, and several should be tried for treason to this country.
Yes. This is where we have been infiltrated. This is where a lot of people don't see it as an infiltration. But this has been going on not just throughout the Biden administration with our open borders, but it's been going on for decades. I mean, we're talking The way that they have allowed and offered folks to come in is just ridiculous when it comes to how much we've been infiltrated on all levels for
Yep.
the FBI, the CIA, all levels of government, all levels of law enforcement, all levels of governmental agencies,
Yep.
the
Well,
politicians, all bought
guess
and
who
paid.
this guess who this report came in from?
Where
The Conversations AU.
was that?
Is that Australia?
I don't know. Well, they're going to get more information on us than we do.
Yeah. Can you Google search that real quick, Julie? And
What's it
see where
called?
the Conversation AU. I've never heard of these guys. But it just popped up on national news up here on my news broadcast.
Yep, it is written by academics. Conversation is a network of nonprofit media outlets publishing news stories and research reports online, authored by academics with professional journalist editors to produce accessible research-informed outputs. Articles are written by academics and researchers under a Creative Commons license, allowing reuse without modification. Copyright terms for images are generally listed, blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Oh.
Website was launched in Australia in March 2011. The network has since expanded globally with a variety of local editions originating from around the world. 10
Well, good for the Australians.
Yeah.
Thank you, Australia, for getting that out there to the American people. But anyways, your news Arizona beat you guys to the punch anyways. But either way, appreciate you guys getting the broadcast out there.
For sure.
Yeah. But again, we don't have active duty down there just to pick their nose.
Right.
They're down there for a job, and I believe this job is going to get well done. And these boys seem to have their shit really together. I highly respect them, and again, it's almost felt like I was talking to my son. They're, actually, my son might be a little bit older than these guys.
Yeah.
But either way, just good to see active duty down there right now.
Sure, absolutely.
I
wanted to share a personal story about the fentanyl issue. I recently met this beautiful woman who was stabbed by her husband. And I asked for details. You may learn about her story in the upcoming future because I'm going to interview her. But basically, it was a downward spiral of him having a surgery, getting addicted to fentanyl while he was in the hospital, coming out, and then that fentanyl addiction, in the hospital, he was able to hit the button continually. And then he got out and he was still looking for that, how do you make the pain go away?
Right.
And so it was just a downward spiral. And then alcohol was involved, and he wound up attempting to kill his wife. And he's been behind bars for a long time now because of it. So, we think that fentanyl is, it's not the silent killer. It's a very loud killer, and it affects so many families on so many different levels. And so we, the people, I love seeing that we're finally going after the real bad guys, the kingpins that are really pushing this crap.
Yeah. Go out to the main source and knock them out.
That's right. So I'm excited to see what things are lining up to be, and looking forward to a golden age, just like President Trump keeps talking about.
That's right. Well, Julie, I'd like to just mention out there to our viewing audience, any of you guys out there that have had fentanyl affect your lives and your family's lives, or who have lost loved ones due to fentanyl, I'd love for you guys to, get involved, speak out in the comment section on it.
Let us know your story.
I have talked to so many different families that have lost loved ones to fentanyl, and they said even our daughter, as she was dying, said she didn't even know she did fentanyl. She thought she was smoking a joint that was laced with fentanyl,
Oh,
and she died of fentanyl
she
OD.
was OD. Wow.
And all she
Wow.
was doing was smoking a joint, which I don't, I don't discriminate on people that want to smoke a little pot,
Right. Right.
as far as I'm concerned, it's a lot more safer than alcohol.
Very much
um,
so. Well, when we have an endocannabinoid system in our body
yep,
that allows our body to work better because we're ingesting
right.
CBD, CBG, and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, God,
But,
God
but,
made a
but
beautiful plant for us.
yeah, but the problem is though that you have with it, you know, is nowadays you don't know what's really in that marijuana that you bought
No.
from the dispensary. I
Mhm.
covered in the past about a dispensary um, out. Actually, that was out in Idaho, I think it was. Yeah, or no, Spokane, Washington.
Mm.
Anyways, they ended up having was selling marijuana that was actually laced with fentanyl, and people were
Ugh.
dying. Um, and this, excuse me, and this is the kind of stuff that happens, and it's like supposedly these dispensaries are supposed to have a way to test the product to make sure
They
there's
do.
nothing else in it,
Yeah.
and obviously they weren't testing it properly.
Mhm.
Because when you got marijuana laced with fentanyl, and then people die from it,
Wow.
um, yeah, and
Wow.
it kind of tells you there's no safe place to even get marijuana anymore unless you're growing it yourself.
Pretty
So
much.
if it's legal where you guys are at, go out and buy some marijuana seed, plant your own damn plants. It's not even worth the risk buying it from anybody off the street or at one of those
Mhm.
dispensaries anymore.
Yep.
You just never know, and all it takes is one bad joint and you're dead.
Yep. Yep.
I'm
Yep. Yep.
just saying that because I care about the American people, and again, I don't discriminate against people that use marijuana.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people that use it for cancer, for pain, and my daughter that died out in Idaho this last year,
Mhm.
um, she did pot day and night, and
Mhm.
it's the only thing that kept her to where she could digest food. She was
Mhm.
on dialysis, on kidney dialysis for over 15 years,
Aw.
and she ended up years ago getting in some kind of trouble out in Idaho over the marijuana.
Mhm.
And my wife, who passed away in 2019, went before the courts, talked to the judge and said, Your Honor, whatever you do here today is what you do, but understand we're going to continue. My daughter's going to continue with the marijuana because that's the only thing keeping her alive.
Yeah.
And even though in Idaho marijuana is totally illegal,
Mhm.
which I believe it's going to get passed now, um,
Okay.
the
Good.
judge the judge showed leniency on her and didn't do anything and
Wow.
understood.
Yeah.
And so thank God for that judge, that he was a very understanding judge that
That's
had
good. Yeah.
compassion, that had full compassion and a heart.
Mhm.
But again, so many people have to take that for different medical needs. And
Absolutely. Well, and it's one of the original medications that
yeah,
were within the American Medical Association for a long time. And then they took it out around 1937 with the Marijuana Act of 1937 and, criminalized it when it was such a huge medicinal valued product and
right.
plant. Yeah, it's sad how they've criminalized it
Well,
and now profitized it.
yeah.
Like
And
you said, they're lacing it with so much other crap. It's
right.
horrible.
And I'm part of the story behind my daughter by sharing that story. The point is, we used to take her from Wallace, Idaho, over into Spokane, Washington, because Washington it was legal to go
Mhm.
buy to go to the dispensary and buy the
Purchase.
marijuana.
Right, right.
But again, with what was happening in the dispensaries and things getting laced with fentanyl and stuff, that could have been our daughter dying from fentanyl. Um,
Absolutely. Yes.
Not
Yes.
knowing it was in the pot, because our daughter would have never considered any other drug out there besides
Mhm.
marijuana.
Right.
And and she chose that because it helped with her pain and it made it where she was able to eat.
Well, she can eat. Yeah, keep food
Yeah,
down. Sure. Yep.
because other than that, she was not able to keep anything down, and she was basically turning into a skeleton. Um,
Oh, I'm so
so
sad.
and so that alone kept her alive for many years.
Yeah.
And again, most people don't even survive 15 years on dialysis.
Yeah, that's a long time.
And actually, altogether, sorry about that. Altogether, I think it was about 18 years altogether.
Wow.
But either way, God rest her soul. I know she's up dancing with the angels.
Yes,
Um,
she is. And
and
looking
up
over
there,
you.
up there dancing with the angels with my wife, Joanna.
That's right. They're
Um,
both watching over you every day.
Amen. And okay, guys.
Well, we're
Anyways,
at an hour.
our show's about up. Sorry, guys.
You all
Our
right?
show's about yeah, I'm fine. Our show's about up. And the action is an hour. Um,
Yeah.
so we'll be live again tomorrow, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 Pacific. Jonathan and Julie D in the morning. Hope you guys can tune in to our broadcast. Please like, follow, and share us on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, X, all those out there. We're on all of them. And just like and share us and get the truth spread out there to America, guys.
Yes,
And
please.
if it's not for you guys, we couldn't do the job that we do. So
That's right.
please just keep sharing, share. So,
Mhm.
all right, guys, God bless you guys. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.